Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nema Style Yoga, and today I wanted to bring you something a little bit different. I woke up with some tight hips and tight shoulders as well. I've been driving a lot to get to this national park that I'm currently at. And I thought, why not do an intuitive flow for you guys, focusing on the hips and the shoulders, some stretching, some mobility work. So when you're ready, grab your mat, find somewhere quiet to practice, and we can get started. If you can find yourself in a comfortable seated position, maybe you'd like to cross your legs, placing our hands on our knees, palms facing down if you'd like to connect with yourself, or palms facing up if you'd like to receive. If you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes as we begin with our breath work for today's session. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, down to the stomach, letting it expand, and slowly releasing it out. Again, we'll take a deep inhale through the nose, down to the stomach, letting it expand. Another inhale to the chest, lifting it up, and slowly releasing the breath out, letting it all go. Deep inhale through the nose, down to the stomach, letting it expand. Another inhale to the chest, lifting it up, and slowly release the breath out. Practice this a few more times without forcing the breath, just letting it flow naturally, seeing how it feels for the breath to flow through your nose, down your throat, down to the stomach, up through the chest, and as you release, slowly releasing the breath out, letting it all go, releasing all the tension. If any thoughts arise during this practice, you may simply wish to release them with each exhale you take. One last time, taking a deep inhale through the nose, down to the stomach, letting it expand. Another inhale to the chest, lifting it up, and slowly releasing the breath out, letting it all go, letting the breath fall heavy. And when you open your eyes, we'll start in our child's pose position, bringing our feet together, knees together, butt down to the heels, chest to the knees. Your forehead can rest down on the mat as our arms reach forward. Taking a few deep breaths here in our child's pose. Feeling the ground beneath you, holding you. Taking a few deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Just letting the body fall down to the mat, letting the chest hang heavy, pushing the hips down to the heels. Inhale and exhale. Slowly we'll start to rock from side to side, keeping our arms down on the mat, opening up your chest from one side to the other, finding a little bit of movement here in the upper back, opening up the chest from side to side, feeling the stretch in the side body, rolling your forehead down on the mat, And coming back to center. Inhale, right arm opens all the way up, and as we exhale, threading the needle, placing it under the left, putting the weight on the right shoulder, feeling the stretch here in the shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Releasing the right arm, we switch sides. Inhale, left arm comes all the way up. And as we exhale, threading the needle, placing the left under the right, putting the weight on the left shoulder, feeling the stretch in the left shoulder blade opening up. Taking a deep inhale and exhale, releasing the left hand, coming back to our child's pose. Slowly walking our hands closer to our body, sitting back on our heels, knees together, feet together, rolling the shoulders back, opening up the chest. Taking a deep inhale, hands come all the way up high at the sky, and as we exhale, hands come to heart center. Taking a moment here. Inhale, hands come all the way up to the sky, and as we exhale, they meet in the middle at heart center. If you'd like to set an intention for today's session, this is a good time to do so. Just taking a moment with your breath. Inhale, hands come all the way up, and as we exhale, hands come down to heart center. Inhale, thinking of your intention, and exhale, releasing the intention out into the universe. And with this, we can begin today's session. Hands coming behind our back, interlacing them, rolling shoulders back, pulling our hands down to the ground, chest up high, looking up. Inhale and exhale, releasing, pulling the chest down to the knees, forehead down to the ground, and arms coming all the way up behind our backs. Inhale and exhale, releasing the hands to touch our feet. In our child's pose variation here, hands reaching behind to the heels, forehead down on the ground, feeling the back stretching and lengthening here, and taking a few deep breaths. Can release the hands, bringing them back forward to our regular child's pose, and we'll start to rock from side to side, moving our upper back, our lower back, and our hips, our forehead, getting a little massage on the mat. Feeling the stretch in the hips here as they open up, just rolling them from side to side. Inhale and exhale, coming back to center. Inhale, and as we exhale, slowly coming back up onto all fours, shoulders over wrists, knees are hip width distance and stacked underneath our hips. We'll start with some cat-cows. Inhale as we drop the belly, looking up high, and as we exhale, rounding the back, chin comes to chest. Finding some intuitive movement here, seeing what feels good for you. Dropping the belly, taking a big inhale, and as we round the back, we exhale, releasing all the air. Going into some spine circles. This is what feels good for me. Finding some intuitive movements that feel good for you. Don't be worried with how you look. We're just trying to make our body feel as good as it can. Moving from side to side. Bringing my hips to one side and to the other. Finding some movement in my spine, warming it up. Inhale, dropping the belly. And exhale, rounding the back, chin comes to chest. One last time, inhale, dropping the belly, and exhale, rounding the back, chin comes to chest. And sending our hips all the way back to our child's pose. Knees wide, butt down to the heels, chest to the knees. Your forehead can rest down on the mat. Taking a deep inhale in. And exhale, releasing the tension, letting it all go. Inhale. And as we exhale, rolling back up to all fours, shoulders over wrist, knees hip width distance. Inhale. And as we exhale, walking our hands forward, coming to our puppy's pose, aiming our chest down to the ground. Forehead can rest down on the mat, or if you'd like to go deeper here, you can bring your chin down on the mat, feeling the stretch between the shoulder blades. Chest opening up, bringing our chest down to the mat, hips over knees. Taking a few deep breaths here. Inhale, and as we exhale, coming forward on our forearms into our sphinx, shoulders back, chest up. Taking a deep inhale. As we exhale, lowering down, hands come next to the chest, bending the left knee. As we turn our left foot over to the right side, maybe you'll feel a little crack in your back, maybe not. This is still a nice stretch. And we'll switch sides, bending the right knee and twisting the right foot over to the left side. And releasing back to center on our bellies. Inhale. And as we exhale, the hands next to our chest, and we push back to sit on our heels. Hands coming on our thighs, walking them on our thighs, giving ourselves a little bit of a massage, a little bit of self-love here. Maybe you'd like to close your eyes and just feel your body for a moment here. Inhale and exhale, rolling the shoulders back, sitting up tall, hands coming all the way up. And as we exhale, hands meet at heart center. Again, inhale, hands come all the way up. And exhale, bringing our hands in front of heart center. Inhale. And exhale, slowly release the hands, picking up our toes, still sitting back on our heels with our toes tucked in, a little bit of a stretch in the feet. Rolling the shoulders back, chest up, taking a deep inhale. And as we exhale, walking our hands forward, coming up to our plank, shoulders over wrists, feet are hip width distance. And exhale, sending our butt all the way up high, coming to our downward dog. We're going to start with some intuitive movement in our downward dog, bending one knee at a time, or maybe you'd like to stay still, whatever feels good for you. Moving our hips a little bit, pedaling the feet out as I bend one knee, pushing the other heel into the mat, giving a nice stretch in the hamstrings and the calves. Inhale. On the exhale, bending both the knees, bringing the chest close to the knees as you can, feeling a nice stretch in the back. Inhale and exhale back to our downward dog. Again, finding some intuitive movements here. Maybe you'd like to stay still, or maybe you'd like to pedal your feet. Slowly we'll start to walk our feet closer to our hands, coming to our forward fold, letting your body hang heavy. Maybe your hands can reach down to the mat. Small bend in the knees. Inhale and exhale, releasing the tension, letting it all go. We'll take hold of each elbow and sway from side to side, relieving any tension we might have in the lower back, letting your body hang heavy here. Inhale and exhale, hands come back down on the mat. And we'll start to bend one knee at a time. If your hands can't reach the mat, you can place them on your ankles. Bending one knee at a time, giving a deeper stretch in the hamstrings and the calves. As I bend the left knee, left arm comes down, right arm opens all the way up to the side. Inhale. Again, inhale. And exhale, releasing the arm down. Right arm comes down, right knee bent, and left arm opens all the way up to the side. Inhale and exhale, releasing the left arm down, opening up our feet just a bit wider than shoulder distance, turning them outwards. We'll drop our butt down to our yogi squat. Elbows pushing knees away, hands come to heart center. We lengthen in the spine, taking a deep inhale in and exhale. It's okay if your heels can't touch the ground here. This is still a stretch. Hands come to heart center, feeling yourself grounded in this position, taking a deep inhale. And as we exhale, hands come back down on the mat as we push our hips up into our forward fold, our wide-legged forward fold, taking hold of each elbow and again swaying from side to side, relieving any tension we might have in our lower back. Small bend in the knees here and just hinging at the hips. Releasing the hands back down, we open the feet back up as we drop our butt back down to our yogi squat. Elbows pushing knees away, hands come to heart center. We lengthen in the spine, taking a deep inhale in and exhale, placing the hands behind us for support as we sit back down on our butt and letting the knees fall to one side. Keeping our feet in the same position, we'll start to move our knees from side to side, windmilling the knees here. A little bit of mobility work here, letting your knees fall from one side to the other. The feet stay in the same position, letting the hips open up here. One last time, inhale. As we exhale, we're going to meet with our feet in the middle, sitting up tall on our sitting bones, straight back. Inhale, hands come all the way up, and as we exhale, folding forward, reaching our hands down on the ground, reaching as far forward as we can, feeling the opening in the hips. Keeping our head aligned with the spine for good energy flow. Inhale and exhale. Taking a few deep breaths here. With each exhale, try to see if you can sink a little bit deeper into this pose. Inhale. And as we exhale, slowly walking our hands back up to our body, touching the feet, giving them a little bit of a massage with your hands. Inhale. And as we exhale, going back to our tabletop position, shoulders over wrists, knees are hip width distance, stacked under the hips. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up high. And as we exhale, rounding the back, chin comes to chest. Again, inhale, dropping the belly, looking up high. And twisting from side to side, finding some intuitive movement here. Seeing what feels good for you. Maybe you'd like to go into some spine circles. Maybe you'd like to stay in your cat-cow. Whatever feels good for you. Bringing your head into this. If you're going into your spine circles, some good stretching for the neck as well, bringing it into the circles. Inhale and exhale, releasing back to center. Lifting our knees off the ground, we push our hips all the way up, coming into our downward dog. Bending both the knees, finding length in your back here. Taking a deep inhale and exhale, coming back to our regular downward dog. Inhale, right leg comes all the way up high, three-legged dog. Hips are squared. Inhale. As we exhale, stepping the right foot forward, coming down to our low lunge, knee above the ankle at 90 degrees. Hands coming inside the right foot, walking the right foot a bit to the side, to the outside of the mat. We're in our low lunge, keeping the head aligned with the spine. Inhale, and as we exhale, pushing back to our half split. Again, going back and forth between the low lunge. Inhale, pushing deep into the left hip flexor, and exhale, pushing back out to our half split. Again, inhale, pushing forward to our low lunge into the left hip flexor, and as we exhale, pushing back out to our half split. Maybe you'd like to find some movements here, circling the foot around, moving the right hip, further opening the hamstrings and the calves. Inhale and exhale, pushing back down to our low lunge. Hands come inside the knee and lifting up the left leg, coming up to a high lunge. Left arm stays down. Inhale, right arm opens all the way up to the side. Inhale and exhale. We'll start to do some circles with our right arm, bringing it back and forward and all the way up, finding some mobility in our shoulders. Inhale and exhale, right arm at the top. One last time. Inhale, right arm comes around, and exhale all the way up to the top, releasing the left knee. Inhale and exhale, stepping back to our plank, shoulders over wrist, feet hip width distance, and we push our hips all the way up to our downward dog. Inhale, bending both the knees, bringing the chest to the knees, finding length in our back. Inhale and exhale, back to our downward dog. Inhale, right leg again, all the way up, hips are squared. As we exhale, bending the right knee, placing the right foot flexed on top of the left knee. Inhale. And as we exhale, dropping the left knee gently to the mat, and we sit back, almost coming to a child's pose position. A nice deep stretch in the right hip. Taking a few deep breaths here. Feeling this deep stretch in the hip. Inhale. And as you exhale, see if you can go a bit deeper into this pose. Inhale And exhale, coming back up all fours, and then we push back up to our downward dog. Taking a moment here in our downward dog. Maybe you'd like to pedal your feet out, bending one knee at a time. Taking a moment here in our downward dog. Inhale, left leg comes all the way up, three-legged dog, squaring the hips. Inhale. As we exhale, stepping the left foot forward between our hands, coming down to a low lunge, hands coming inside the left foot. Left knee above the ankle at 90 degrees, pushing deep into the right hip flexor. Inhale. And exhale, sinking in deeper into this hip opening. Inhale. And as we exhale, pushing back to our half split, flexing the left foot, and pushing back to our low lunge. Inhale. Hands either side on the foot for support, and exhale, pushing back to our half split. Exhale, pushing forward to our low lunge, and back to our half split. Inhale in our low lunge, deep into the right hip flexor, and exhale, pushing back to our half split. Finding some intuitive movements here in your left leg. Maybe you'd like to move your left foot around, or moving your left hip, further opening up the hamstrings. Inhale and exhale, pushing back forward to our low lunge, picking up the right toes and coming up high to our high lunge, hands inside the left foot, knee above the ankle at 90 degrees, right arm stays down as the left arm opens all the way up to the side. Strong legs here. Inhale. And as we exhale, we'll start to circle the left arm up and around, drawing some circles with our left arm. Finding some mobility here in our shoulder. Inhale, left arm goes back and forward. One last time. Inhale, left arm comes up and around. And releasing the right knee. You can bring the left arm back down, and we step back to a plank. Shoulders over wrists, feet hip width distance, and we push our hips all the way up to our downward dog. Finding some intuitive movements here. Bending one knee at a time. Maybe you'd like to pedal your feet out or just stay still. Inhale, left leg comes all the way up, squaring the hips. As we exhale, bending the left knee, placing the left foot on top of the right knee, feeling the hip opening. Inhale. As we exhale, gently placing the right knee back down, and we push our hips back to our heels, almost coming into a child's pose position, feeling the deep stretch in the left glute, in the left hip flexor. Just taking a few deep breaths here. With each exhale you take, coming just a little bit deeper in this position. Inhale. As we exhale, bringing our hands forward, slowly coming back up into our downward dog, finding length here in our back, bending both the knees, bringing them to the chest. Inhale and exhale back to regular downward dog. Looking between your hands, either walk or jump forward between your hands, coming to a forward fold. Inhale. As we exhale, opening up the feet just a bit wider than shoulder distance, turning them outwards. As we drop our butt down to our yogi squat, elbows pushing knees away, hands come to heart center. We lengthen in the spine, taking a deep inhale in, and exhale. Hands come back down to the mat, pushing our hips back up high, feet together in our forward fold, small bend in the knees. Inhale and exhale, hands down on the mat. We step back to a plank, shoulders over wrists, feet hip width distance, and we come down, knees, chest, and chin as we slide up to our upward dog or our cobra. Shoulders back, chest up. Inhale and exhale, slowly lowering the chest down on the mat. As we lie down on our bellies, right arm comes out to the side, bend in the left knee, and we twist our left foot over to the right side, opening up our chest here, opening up our shoulder, feeling a nice stretch here in the right shoulder and chest. And if you'd like to go for a deeper stretch, you can bring your left arm up and around. Maybe you can interlace the two hands behind. Taking a deep inhale in and exhale, releasing the leg, releasing the arm back to center. Inhale, left arm comes out to the side, bending the right knee, and exhale, twisting the right foot over to the left side. Again, if you'd like to go for a deeper stretch, you can bring your right arm up and around, feeling the deep opening in the left shoulder, in the left chest. If you'd like, you can interlace the two hands behind. Letting your head rest down on the mat. Inhale and exhale, slowly releasing, twisting back to center, and taking a moment to rest here, making a pillow with your arms, resting your forehead on your forearms. Inhale and exhale, releasing all tension, letting it all go. There's nothing more left to do. Inhale and exhale. Placing the hands next to the chest, lifting our body back up, sitting on our heels. We push back to our child's pose, butt down to the heels, chest to the knees, or if you'd like, you can place your knees a bit wider. Forehead can rest down on the mat. Hands reaching forward. Maybe finding some intuitive movement in this child's pose. You can twist from side to side, stretching the shoulders and the hips. Inhale and exhale, releasing all tension, letting it all go. Slowly walking our hands back up to our body, bringing the knees together, sitting back on our heels, placing the hands on the knees, gently walking your hands back up on your thighs, closing your eyes, giving yourself a little massage, a little bit of self-love. Inhale, arms opening up to the sides, pushing the chest up, and exhale, Bringing the hands back to center. Again, inhale, arms open up, pushing the chest open. And as we exhale, hugging ourselves, rounding our back. Bringing the chin to chest. Inhale, opening up the chest, opening up the arms, and as we exhale, rounding our back, giving ourselves a hug. Chin comes to chest. Inhale, hands come beside and all the way up, and as we exhale, they meet at heart center. Taking a moment here to yourself, reflecting on the practice and reflecting on your intention. One last time, inhale, hands come all the way up, and exhale, hands come back to center. Taking this moment to thank yourself for showing up, for coming to this practice, and you can bow down to yourself. Namaste.